What's up, baby?
What's up?
How you doing, man? Now that we got your equipment fixed, we're rolling on in a good direction.
Rolling on in a good direction. People say, "Oh, it's been ages since we've seen Butcher. Butcher awesome. Butcher mania." Ah,
Who says that?
everyone,
Just people, right?
people
Besides,
in general.
I'll admit it. I'll admit it. I'm a fan of the cutting room. I'm a fan of the butcher.
Butcher mania. Butcher mania is going
Brother.
wild. Oh, yeah, brother.
So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to bring up antisocialnetwork.net and make sure we're streaming over there. And we're bringing it up. Everybody, that's our new website. Please go on over there and give us a look-see.
Yes, you should.
And we're coming up. All right. Good deal. Got the Roku thing coming soon.
Interesting times, brother. Interesting times. Many people, it wouldn't happen. But it's happening.
Well, you know, a lot of people can't take the kind of hits we've taken generating this network. So we take the hits, we hit back, and we keep going.
Dude. Hey, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, people. It really is. You know, you put your trust in fucking some people, and it just comes back and bites you on the ass. But that's life, people.
Yeah,
that's life. That's what happens in life. Is you know, the good people expect good people, but trusting kind of take advantage of good nature. And we've done that here. We've done that here, you know. But we live and learn. We live and learn, and we move on.
I feel like a piece of that is them mistaking kindness for weakness. But if you really break it down, though, that probably boils right back onto my shoulders. Because I was the one who always wanted to give everybody another chance and let's just keep rolling forward. And then they burn us.
That's good nature. That's good nature. Without good nature, we probably wouldn't have a, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it in a nutshell, you know.
I mean, we've boiled it down to a really solid crew of guys and gals working over here. So I'm pretty happy moving forward about what we're doing.
The way I see it is, and I've learned to believe it, is good things happen for a reason. You know, I've learned to kind of believe that, because you know things do happen for a reason. They do, because I wouldn't be where I am if the bad things didn't happen to me to create the person I am now. Because the person I was, not a lot of people would give me the time of day. And you create that path for yourself. So, and that's just it. But the people that we started with, that we thought were good, they're gone. The people that we've got now, we've got a solid bunch of people, and we want to add to that. We want to add to that. We've got people. We're not going to say the names, but we've got people that I'm talking to a few. It's taking a lot longer than I'd like.
Right.
But you have to be sure, and these people have to be sure of what they want to deliver is right for them and right for us. If it isn't, then it's going to be a short-lived, partnership. And that's something we don't want. We want everything to run smooth and be right by us. Person in the chat. Good afternoon, my time. Thank you for coming and watching. And remember, this is for you. This is your platform as much as ours.
Dude, I couldn't have said that any better myself. And Dan, by the way, thinks that you made a good call with me wearing the captain's hat. So well done, David. I am pretty in this, I gotta say. Uh-oh, are you frozen?
Frozen.
There
I'm
you are,
back.
okay. So you're just staring at me like a creepy oh, son of a blue bitch. Frozen back just long enough to say, "See ya." So, Dan, my brother, thank you for popping in and watching us. And Mr. Emmanuel, I just can't possibly pronounce your first name correctly, so I'm not even going to try. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And here we go. Butch is back.
Back.
And better than ever.
I'm back. What I love Eric Bischoff.
Yeah. People say, oh, Eric Bischoff, he's a son of a bitch because he tried to put Vince out of business and he went to work for him. He did try to put Vince out of business because he was in business. And then Vince said, ooh, we can make some real money. Let me give him a job. And he said, yeah, I need a paycheck. What's wrong with Bischoff? Fuck you guys.
Listen, man, I love Eric Bischoff. I'm an Eric Bischoff guy. I gotta be honest. I think Eric Bischoff for me is possibly one of in my era, because my era would be well, it was the Monday Night War era, really. I'm gonna say yeah. It was the Monday Night War era. And we're never gonna I don't give a fuck what anyone says. We're never going to have that again in wrestling. Ever.
No.
Ever.
But that's not a bad thing, you know?
No.
Like, I'm never going to see a 1974 Steelers lineup again. But that's okay because that team won tons of Super Bowls
Iconic.
and, you know, they did right.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you look at that, I mean, let's hit that. That's a good conversation. The Monday Night War. It was so strong and competitive. You know, there was a hunger to be number one. And it had never ever happened in WWF, and it's never happened in WWE history. Have they been tested since?
Yeah,
And were they tested?
a real. I don't know. AEW might be testing with that last Wembley show.
Dude, no. I can't have that. No.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
they
want.
outsold Vince at
Listen,
Wembley.
I firmly believe, right? AEW is a product of um
Markness and money.
It's put together by a guy that calls himself a wrestling fan, but what he really wants to do is be the guy. Tony Khan, unfortunately for me, is too nice to be that guy. Has he got the right people around him? I don't believe so. You know, I just think, listen, AEW is a product for, I believe it's a product for wrestling fans. I do believe it's a product for wrestling fans, but do I think it's a business product that could, nothing. There isn't a product out there that would ever dethrone the power that is WWE. Right. It just isn't. It's the machine. And without the machine, there is no other promotions.
What do you guys think? Feel free to comment in on this topic. But you say Tony Khan is a nice guy. I don't think so. I think he's a very rich guy.
The guy I see is the guy that I don't think he's got a set. I really don't. I just think he's a confused.
Because he's never had to.
I mean, watching a guy on TV in a interview with one Phil Brooks, and he had the moment was there, dude. The moment was there, right? If you wanted to cement yourself in the industry as a no-nonsense guy, he had the chance there to pull something out the bag on a guy no one's ever been able to shut up. he could have done something, right, that Triple H couldn't do, Vince couldn't do on TV,
What's
right?
up, Dave?
What's up,
My man.
Burnham, brother? You know, and he had the chance to do that one thing that no one else could do after the elusive pipe bomb and drop his own pipe bomb because CM Punk couldn't have cut the mic.
That dude is a walking pipe bomb, FYI. I just
You
gotta put
know,
that in there.
he couldn't have cut the mic, dude. The man that was in power there was Tony Khan. And what he did in that, whether it was a work or not, I don't know. I don't care. But he had the chance, dude, to sit fucking Phil Brooks, CM Punk, in a corner and tell him, I pay your fucking wages. You'll speak when I tell you you can speak. If you don't like when you know that kind of position in the company, fuck off. You know, and he didn't. He didn't.
He just sat there like he was stunned.
And he allowed it, whether or not it to work yet again. He allowed it to happen a second time with one Jungle Boy, you know. And lo and behold, he's gone again from the company. We spoke about this the other day, didn't we? When you said you think it's a work, it's not a work.
Yeah,
I don't believe it's a work. I believe he's actually gone. But now it's the kind of the wrestling fans come out to play with the next Forbidden Door, and that is possibly pointing at WWE. Do I believe he's going to walk out in a WWE? I believe now there's more chance than ever because WWE now is owned by Endeavor.
Right.
I believe the power is no longer in Vince's hands, even though he'd like to think it is. We know Triple H is no longer working in the capacity he was. We know Stephanie McMahon is no longer working in the capacity that she was. So now I would like, you know, I would expect that if they want that moment in, I'm going to call it Endeavor history, right? Where that moment hits on TV and the famous white t-shirt with the round black neck, you know, I got goosebumps thinking about it, to be honest with you, because I just think that would kind of cement, you know, we know in wrestling, and we know the amount of people that, you know, WWE or WWF have wronged, and they walked back out on that TV. CM Punk equals Alexa.
I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge the best comment of the day so far. Alexa, define up his own ass as a phrase. CM Punk.
You know, I just, you know, I just think that,
I love it.
Like we say, it's Endeavor now. It's not, you know, it's still WWE, but the power has changed. Vince still wants us to. Vince McMahon runs the show, and he ain't going nowhere. Fuck you, Vince. I've dreamt of this fucking moment in wrestling. You know, I've dreamt of this moment wrestling.
To see Vince McMahon get fired? Is that what you're talking about?
I just think it's fantastic. For years, all we've watched is, you know, Vince screw up his face and say you're fired. Now Endeavor can screw up their faces and just say you no longer have power. You know,
the thing is, that's not accurate. He does still have
he has a pull, dude. He has a pull. He doesn't. I'm gonna say he has a pull. He doesn't have the tug.
He's the second in charge. I mean, that's,
you know,
but
he's no longer the first in charge.
Right, and that's what I was saying. You know, on the phone, I think it was yesterday. Was he spent so long? I mean, he's had a board of directors. So he always had the possibility of being let go from WWE, but he knew that was never going to happen. Now there's a whole different board of directors sitting.
Listen, the way the table sits now, right, is Someone else sits at that top of that table. Vince is rotated to the first chair on the left. Facing him is Mr. I call him Tony Khan's older brother.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, Nick Khan. Nick Khan is basically the first chair on the right. Vince is facing him. So whoever they look to their right and left, whoever that guy is that sits there, basically says, you know what? I see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at Mania. What do you say? If Vince says no, they go, I don't care. We see money.
Whatever you say, goddamn.
You've been paid your money, Vince, so you shut the fuck up. You
know?
I know
he's got more money than God now. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's saying you've got your money, Vince. So smile, have a Coke, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
And then they turn to Mr. Nick Khan and they go, what do you think? He said, I think it's the best idea in the world. Congratulations, Nick. You're promoted. Vince, you're demoted. You know? That's it in a nutshell. You know? Do I think it's going to happen? Listen, if I go and say shit like that, people are going to go, he's a mark. I'm the fucking one of the biggest marks going. You know, and I mark out for shit that just makes us smile and gives us fucking tingles.
On that note, Butch, I just got to say to anybody in the business who's watching, stop using mark as an insult. Just fucking stop. Because you know what? If you're in the business, you're a mark to some degree. Everybody who watches it is a mark. It's like, that is such a horrible thing to say about somebody who is willing to give you not only their time, but their money. And you're going to call them a mark. Dude, this ain't the 70s. Wrestling ain't mafia related. Just fuck off with that mark shit in a negative way.
I believe a mark is a sign of happiness. That's what I think.
A mark, let's get traditional. A mark is a target whose money you want.
You know, but I just think, you know, if you're called a wrestling mark, you know, it's like, I don't believe a lot of people know the definition of mark now. You know what I mean? I think if you go into a wrestling group and you go, yeah, AEW sucks, you're a wrestling mark for WWE. You know, right. Where for me, I just like fucking wrestling, dude. I just like wrestling. You know, Dave Burnham, if he's still watching, he knows me from fucking old. Me and Burnham are boys. You know, you know me now, Rob. You know what I mean? I will shit on anything that deserves to be shit on, and that doesn't define
me.
On
things that don't deserve to be shit on just to get people talking.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do. You know, you can't shut me up. And I just think, listen, we support an industry which isn't fucking great and it isn't fucking bad, and the reason we come back is because we're all fucking marks. We're a mark for the product, which is defined by how much fucking money you have in your pocket. Right. Yeah, you will book the biggest, the best, and the fucking strongest lineup of fucking guys and girls that you can. And at the minute, Tony Khan has, whether I know 2 or 3 people that were there in the UK. Tony Khan has done something which WWE hasn't. They did it back in the fucking 90s with SummerSlam at Wembley. And Tony Khan has just gone and fucking one-upped them. Now, for in the modern day, do I still think SummerSlam was the best fucking, was way better.
Do you know the actual attendance numbers between the two for Wembley?
No, I don't believe anyone fucking knows, dude. I don't believe anyone knows.
Never do, yeah.
You know, don't tell me for a second that fucking them are actually numbers, because they're fucking not, dude. They're really not.
They never are.
No,
but I'd like
not.
to hear what the reported numbers
And they
were.
weren't gonna listen. AEW wasn't gonna fucking publish fucking a capacity that was less than WWE or WWF back in that day. That Wembley Stadium, the old Wembley Stadium, dude, held more than this current one.
Oh, see, I didn't even know there was a different Wembley.
Yeah. The old Wembley was knocked down, and the new Wembley was built. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, SummerSlam. You're right. SummerSlam was brilliant. Do Brett and Davey in the main.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Just
fucking, you're not booking. The old card, dude, for me. You listen, that falls into an old school wrestling fan, but still, when you look at it, was AEW ready to go to that level?
Well, hang on, Dave. No, hang on. Listen, we're gonna do 10 minutes, right? We're at 21. So I think we need to leave them wanting more, is all I'm saying. So what I would like to do is put a pin in that. And I want to talk about real quick this new show idea that you're going to do with executive producer Sean and hopefully
Sean and Brooks.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. WrestleShoot has agreed to take a bit of a back seat here so we can get more wrestling content out that's not us. So WrestleShoot's cutting back to twice a month, maybe actually only once a month. And me and Chris will do just a conversational show in the meantime. We're making room for your concept that I love. So now I'm going to shut up, fire away.
We're going to put together a podcast, which is going to be more about the fans than the actual. Don't get me wrong. We will discuss anything that a fan wishes to discuss. But your run of the mill Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, fucking
Recap
NXT. Show. Listen, there's 1,000 fucking a million. If there's over 1 billion fucking 3 billion or 4 billion people on the earth, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like I think it's going on 5.
Let's go 5. Excluding the aliens.
No, include them. They're here. They deserve to be
include them, whatever. But if we just said there's 1 million fucking wrestling podcasts out there, right? They all do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
They all do the same thing. So what I want to do with what I've sat here and I've done it for fucking years, podcasting, and I've worked with a bunch of fucking bell ends that did podcasting.
A bunch of what?
Bell ends.
What's that mean?
Basically a wanker in the UK. Okay. We want to do something different. We don't want to overload it with guests. We don't want to make it too fucking complicated. We just want to speak to fans about their thinking, their thought process, their ideas, what they think of the current state of the industry, what they may think of a current state of a promotion, what they think, listen, me and Burnham have gone at it for years, man. Burnham's the biggest fucking critique of some of the apparently best wrestlers on the planet. He hates fucking Finn Balor. He calls him skinny thinny. But he shares the same opinion that I do about the young fucks. And exactly the same with Kenny Omega. But what we like and what we dislike isn't what you like and what you dislike. And this is what this needs to be. There is no right, there is no wrong. There is only an opinion, right? And you know what? I've swung around roundabouts about what to call it. I like the idea of a 4-corner podcast. Then we're bringing in Brooks and Sean. Then I'm thinking the three-way podcast. And then I'm just sat here and I'm thinking, I've just said opinions. The Opinions Matter podcast. Opinions Matter Wrestling podcast. Because that's what it is. It's an opinion. We can't call someone a what?
I like Triple Threat. You spit that one out.
Triple Threat podcast, you know. It's just listen. It's about fucking what we like as people. There is no right. There is no wrong in it. You know. There is no right, there is no wrong in it. And this is where a lot of these wrestling groups just are so fucking toxic.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to go into a group and have an opinion because you're defined as a complete and utter fucking idiot. And it only takes one person to start a barbaric fucking. This is not what this is going to be. If you want to call me out and say, Butcher, man, you're full of shit. That's not the way you can do that. I love that.
And every time you do, somebody's definitely going to show your comment, so you know that somebody is saying, Butcher, you're full of shit.
That's it, you know. But that's my opinion, and that's your right. You know, right. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, we don't want people being. The only thing that won't be accepted is abuse like that. It's
right.
You know what I mean? It's a common courtesy. Be polite, but that you are entitled to your opinion. And what we'll do week in, week out is we're basically what we're gonna actually do is get in touch with other wrestling groups across the country. Burnham will be speaking to you, brother, with the RA Era podcast people. You can check that out at RAERA podcast.
One more time, buddy. You broke out. What was that plug? One more time.
That's R for Romeo, A for Alpha, Era, ERA podcast. You can check them out. They discuss everything, the story, the background, everything building up to the Ruthless Aggression era and all their pay-per-views. And, you know, we'll be discussing things with them. What we're looking to do is we're going to be looking to collaborate with other wrestling groups across the UK, across America. And we're going to watch and we're going to observe stories and interactions and what we think is the best, best conversations, and we're going to discuss it. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in guests from other communities, wrestling groups, and we're going to try something that I honestly
love it.
I don't think I've seen anything like it. I'll be honest. Yeah, and we want to know who's interested in this thing, and you know, if you feel that this already is strong enough to share this shit, man. Share this shit. Like, subscribe, comment.
You know, Butcher, it's funny because your idea you just had is very similar to something that Chris said yesterday as far as people calling you out. What he wants to do on Wrestler Shoot tomorrow is we're just going to review some of the best and worst used managers. And he goes, you know what? Blast the link across when we're on the air. And anybody who wants to come in, agree with us, challenge us, whatever, there's the link. Jump on. I think it's psychotic, but I love it. What do you think?
I like shit like that. I like shit like that because I don't think you can, you know, if you put together a podcast, yeah, and you already have your guests sitting there, you can kind of define, you know, you already kind of know what's expected and what's coming. You don't know what's coming your way, dude. If a guy just fucking jumps in for like, just say we're giving you 2 minutes. You don't know what you can't, you know what I mean? You can't cut him off unless he kind of, you know, fucking really, really gets a bit naughty.
We are the anti-social network, so you know me.
You know, no, not at all. You know, but you know, you can't prep yourself, and it could kind of, you know, kind of put you back in the corner a bit, to the bit where you got to actually think and go, yeah, well, this guy kind of got something. Yeah, cut him off.
You know how often people have said, you guys over there are antisocial or crazy. And it makes me laugh. And my response typically is,
you guys are crazy, man. Y'all are all woohoo and shit.
See, I try to be good so I don't get
Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired.
That was fun.
You know what the funny thing is, right? Dave Burnham's still watching, yeah. But Dave Burnham would be sitting there going, you know, we used to be part of an old podcast that used to do sound clips. But you know what? That was fucking work.
It is.
That was fucking work. They're on point. You're not just like kind of talking, and all of a sudden you just hear something in the background which is pointless.
Well, that's what I used to do with the old mixing board that I had, but now it won't adapt over to this new site for some reason, so I packed it up. But we're going to find a new soundboard. Everybody's going to start getting clips in soon. Real quick before we jump off, so we have executive producer Sean's coming up with the show. That's going to air before Ghosted on Mondays. And it's going to be called Beyond the Veil, where he's going to interview people, ghost hunters and whatnot, who have had real life actual experiences. And then if they're real good, he's going to carry them over to Ghosted to talk to us. So that's coming up, and we're kind of making Monday the supernatural day around the network. So listen, guys, if anybody out there does a supernatural show about anything, I don't care if it's ghosts, I don't care if it's cryptids, vampires, lore, myths, whatever, hit me up, man. We definitely have a spot for you on Mondays. And then, of course, for the Roku channel and the network, we just started production last night for Spooked. Have I told you about Spooked yet, David?
Yes, you are, brother.
Yes. Well, for everybody else, Spooked is going to be a parody show about a ghost hunter. And we're going to make that exclusive to the Roku channel and the network, probably. We're not sure just yet. But we have some new things coming up. And, guys, we have lots and lots of room for new talent.
I'd like to get Dave Burnham and our Era podcast over here.
Well, come on, Dave. What are you waiting on, baby? Come on.
Listen, it's our Era podcast has been going for years. And like I said, it literally goes day to day on the real life calendar of a journey through the ruthless aggression era. These guys work fucking hard.
Yeah. Okay.
These work hard, people. These work hard. And you know what? Come on over.
Yeah.
Come on over. Get you some big numbers in the United States.
That's because the United States loves you guys over in UK. We can't help it.
Yeah, you can't. Yes.
All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up. Now, next week, we're going to come back at a regular time on Sundays for our What's the Difference?
Yes.
And this time it's going to be the prison edition, comparing the difference between incarceration in the UK and the States. And I've been doing a lot of research, mainly because I know the States, criminal justice. So I've been researching UK a lot. And I got to say, spoiler alert, boy, you guys have it better over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I sent you over those pictures of Folsom Prison, right?
Yeah.
You saw how shitty that place looked. And that is a well-funded, well-maintained minimum security prison. So that's what our minimum looks like. They have a fucking museum and a tourist thing in Folsom Prison. And that's still what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a shitty setup out here. So anyway, with that being said, man, I'm glad we got our shit working. You're back on key. Dave, if you're still listening, contact Butcher. Let's talk about the possibilities. Shoot me a line. Let's talk about you. Come on over here, man. We'd love to have you. With that being said, I'm Rob Wild, of course, with The Butcher. We were just fucking around, doing it just for fun, testing things out, and we'll see you pretty soon. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right, then.